You're welcome back to the Bottom of the Net podcast. I'm your host Cal. This is the football EP. We're gonna be talking about the college and NFL combined. One of our many of our topics will be our favorite college QBs to watch, one current, one all time, one favorite. We'll be talking about the college football playoff expansion, early NFL playoff predictions. We have a new segment called Worth It or Overpaid, and what's the highest position to play in football at its highest level. Today we have some guest hosts. I got my boy Nigel, Melo, EJ, and CJ. So the order will be EJ will go first, Melo go second, Nigel go third, and CJ will go last. Well, I'm last, you know. So let's begin.
Let's get it. This is the current favorites and all time player, right?
Yeah. So what it would be was your favorite college QBs to watch. One current, like I said, one all time, and one favorite.
Oh, for sure. My current player right now, I'm in between Caleb and Drake May from North Carolina. I like those two a lot. And but if I had to pick, I'm gonna just go Drake May. Drake May is like he's fun to watch, so I'm gonna say that's my current all time Reggie Bush. And for my third,
Bush, you know Reggie's a running back, right?
it's for quarterback.
Yeah.
I thought it was just all time player. And
You good.
I'll say Vince Young then. Vince Young was my guy. And then for my favorite right now, I would say Anthony Richardson from Florida. I like him a lot. He's definitely one of my favorite quarterbacks.
I don't watch college too much, so like, what does Anthony do? Was he special? Why is he so special?
He more on the running side. He like to run a lot, but he always throws right where he need to be at. Whenever I bet on him, he always come over the passing yard. So yeah, okay. He's solid. I rock with Anthony Richardson, man. That's my guy right there. But he a running type of quarterback though, for sure.
He like Mike Big type or Lamar?
Nah, he like a bigger type of, but like he's more like Cam. Yeah, like he's big.
And he's like 6'5".
Yeah, he's more like Cam and Randall Cunningham,
bro.
Yeah. Nigel said.
Yeah, I gotta put me on because I don't know who sleepers for QBs.
Bro, I just like this year, I just started kind of getting back into college football since I've been doing the sports stuff. So it's been a journey for me, man. But he definitely, like, I've been studying a lot of these quarterbacks, bro. He's been one that I really like. So yeah.
For me, right now, QB to watch, I'll say either between CJ Stroud out of Ohio State or Bryce Young out of Bama. Even though that Stroud got put on the hub by Michigan last week, those 2 interceptions killed him. I still feel like, he's still an NFL ready quarterback, in my opinion. But I feel like Bryce Young has a better football IQ than Stroud. As for all-time QB, I have to go with Menzel. Like, Menzel is the only white boy. I'm not trying to be racist, but after what he did against Bama, I was like, yo, I really thought white quarterbacks were meant just to be pocket passers, but the way that he was able to, evade defenders and scramble out the pocket and make them crazy throws. Yeah, so I love Menzel. Despite he has his off-the-field issues, but Menzel was a special QB. The QB, what's the next topic?
Which QB?
It's your current, all time, and then your favorite.
My favorite, I love Caleb. I love Caleb Williams. Ever since when he took the college football scene last year at Oklahoma, this guy been a baller. And for him to do what he's doing right now at USC, have 44 total touchdowns and 5 interceptions, that's just amazing. So I love Caleb.
I thought he had 34. I was looking up his stats.
Yeah. No, it's 44 total. So
it's 44 total?
Yeah. So
he got 34. He got 34 passing and 10 touching.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That was it.
For me, it would have to be right now, JJ McCarthy. I definitely think that what he's doing with Michigan is definitely good. He has a big arm and he has a ground game like Josh Allen, so it's definitely good to watch him play. And I was doing that comparison, watching him play against Ohio State and their defense. He was thrashing them. All time, like my man EJ said, Vince Young, Mr. Texas Longhorn. Definitely watching him play, seeing his highlights. You've seen a lot of, big plays and things like that. And he was just like, very memorable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
My favorite, everybody knows where I'm about to go with this. Bryce Young. He's gonna be my favorite right now. Nah, bro. He's definitely my favorite. I'm an Alabama fan, so I can't even sit here and cap, but I just think that what he's doing, after coming off that injury and things like that, yeah, he lost to Tennessee. Yeah, you saw them lose to LSU, but he's still a perennial quarterback. And I can't take nothing away from his game. He's really, really good.
Okay, my current will be JT Daniels from West Virginia Mountaineers. Really, my all-time favorite, I would have to, go back in the days when I was watching Tim Tebow. Florida was really something different back then. Tim Tebow actually brought, I'll say it like this, right? Tim Tebow was really that guy. And, even though he's not in the league no more, he ain't doing this no more, it's just that he was still my favorite quarterback to watch back then because, he had that, it was that at that time, I think that was the aura of when, like, we had quarterbacks. Well, you had quarterbacks playing like running backs, but also still being quarterbacks. So it's like this guy was built like a fullback and still doing mostly what most people wouldn't do on a daily, knowing that you taking all that pound into your body, you constantly going up against players that's way bigger than you. You're going for all the challenges, and most of the time, quarterbacks don't do that. So that to me was out of the ordinary coming out of college and then coming into the NFL. Just like still keeping that same level of mentality in the NFL. NFL is a different speed, so it's like you going into that with that mentality. It's like we all thinking you ain't gonna last that long, but he kind of had a long, good career, even though it was up and down. But it's still, he was still a good quarterback, and at the end of the day. So,
we talking about Tim Tebow?
Yeah, he still was a good quarterback, bro. You get this is Tim Tebow. Like, come on, my boy. Like,
I just want people to stop making it seem like Tim Tebow made Florida. Meanwhile, there was a quarterback before Tim Tebow.
It's not like he made Florida, but he made it. He made it that he was that. Come on, that type of guy coming in his size, his stature, knowing that he was fast, but also too he's still built. He can take that type of engagement with all types of. Come on, it's like playing against Alabama, bro.
I get what you're saying, but he definitely backed up another quarterback that was there that was doing his thing. Already.
Yeah, but it's what's so bad about backing up a quarterback?
No,
you still at the end of the day, this is a team thing. We're all trying to win. So he still was a team player, and that's what I loved about him. Anyway, too, he didn't care about himself. He knew what he did wrong. He still accepted.
You feel like he's the greatest college quarterback of all time?
No. I don't think he's the greatest, but I just think that he came in that time when we was in high school, when everybody was talking about him. At that time, he was great, and I know Johnny and all of them were great, but he started that for them. Think about that. We didn't have all that back then. College was so dangerous. If a quarterback stepped out the pocket, you're getting smacked. You're not getting away with any type of yards. Now it's like we got to protect these players. We got to make sure they make it. And it's like college used to be brutal. Why are we not still? That's where we separate the men from the boys from the men. Like, why are we not doing that?
Respectful.
Yeah, I hated Tebow, bro. I'm a Steeler fan, so you know what I mean. That run deep with me. I hate Tebow. That bullshit he did in the playoffs, bro. That was the worst, man. But he had a lucky little run that year too. So he was up to something, man.
He was on the Broncos, right?
Yeah. Played on the Broncos for a couple of years. Like that to me, it was good years, He was the team that when we played, and I'd be like, "Oh, all right, Tim Tebow about to do something special." It happened every night, but
Yeah, he was on
his
the list.
career went downhill, and obviously we know that this is still a passing league, and we keep saying it over and over. But this guy, he can't do that for so long.
You're right. In mine, my current is Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, that's his name.
Yep.
I think it's his name. I've been watching his highlights. He's a great passer. He reminds me a little bit of Patrick Mahomes. He got a strong arm. He's very versatile in the open field. He does a lot of good things. I like his progression. For me, it's just his arm talent is pretty good. Like you said, he's had 44 total touchdowns, 4 interceptions, maybe.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. Like I said, I don't watch college too much, but I try to keep up a little bit just to see the top prospects. So he's in that Heisman watch type shit. So I'm gonna keep my eye on him. My favorite is Cam Newton. He's definitely my favorite college quarterback of all time. When I used to watch college a lot, and that Auburn, when he was on Auburn, he used to make a lot of spectacular plays. Like I saw him dive over players, doing Superman type shit. So it's good to watch him. He's my favorite, and my all time maybe is Johnny Manziel. He was that one white boy who was on the field just going crazy, throwing crazy passes. Like you said, that Alabama game was tough. He just made crazy highlights that you see on SportsCenter type shit.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see that.
I'm sorry. If this quarterback that I hate is definitely Johnny Manziel and Cam Newton.
You don't like Johnny?
What, bro? I hate Johnny Manziel. I love Cam Newton, but I hate Cam Newton at Auburn. Mind you, I'm an Alabama fan. They 30 minutes away from each other, an hour away from each other.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
I don't know. I think Johnny was like, he was that street backyard football type of player.
Yeah, exactly.
He did a lot of stuff that just was like, okay, you're playing backyard football, but we're playing organized football. So it was like, I still like Johnny. Don't get me wrong, but I just felt like when it really came down to it, you see what like organized football, other than street like backyard football. Like backyard football can only get you but so far. So.
Yeah,
he's showing a lot in the NFL.
I was gonna say Al too. Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead, bro.
I know you had compared Caleb Williams to Pat Mahomes, but there's a quarterback in Arizona. He don't never get talked about, bro, because Arizona is like not good. But this dude, Jada, I think his name is Jaden Delora. That motherfucker, I'm telling, bro, he's hella nice, bro, and he plays exactly like Pat Mahomes to me, bro. Like I feel like he'll never get talked about because of how bad the team is, but I think he will probably, when it's time for him to hit the draft, though, bro, he'd probably be in that first, second round somewhere. He'll be a hidden gem that nobody will talk about.
What's his name?
It's Jaden Delora. Jaden Delora. Yeah, that's his name. He's nice.
That kind of reminds me of like Malik Willis, because people didn't know who Malik Willis was until his senior year. So like Malik Willis has been doing the same thing over and over and over again. I mean, like when you look at it, we wait until the last second to notice these quarterbacks. Think about it. People didn't look at Lamar Jackson at Louisville off rip.
Mm-hmm.
They looked at him when it was time for him to go enter into the draft and things like that. So it's just like we have to give these quarterbacks the respect enough to look at them no matter what, whether your team is bad or not.
You think it's a color thing, bro?
No. I'm sorry. The only reason why I can't say it's a color thing is because at the end of the day, we at the NFL and college, bro, players don't know how to move on and continue. They like to stay and keep playing. So when you got already your 4 rosters, it's like now you got other people sitting there waiting for a call just to play. And it's like we got 45-year-olds and 30-year-olds still playing, and it's like, yo, you should be done by now, bro. Like your time is over. You did 10, you did 12, you did 15. Like Tom Brady is a prime example. Nobody's going to start over him if he keeps playing. So what whoever's going in, yes, you're gonna get all the knowledge, but at the same time, you're not gonna play if he's still playing. What type of fairness is that to me?
This makes me look at like Cade McNamara from Michigan, how he just he entered the transfer portal to transfer to Iowa, and mind you, he was starting. He actually had a good season last season and everything like that too. JJ McCarthy just came in and swooped that starting spot off of him, and at some point you knew that it was time for you to go. Like you knew that they wasn't going to give you the same respect they gave you last year. Like look at Spencer Rattler when he was at Oklahoma. It took them benching him after a good game, might I add, for him to go to South Carolina now.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to me.
Melo, he was just smoking a cigar. Oh, go, Melo.
Nah, I was saying that transfer portal shit, bro. That shit really is going to fuck up the whole college football team, bro. Respectfully, dog. Guys, I understand the transfer portal. That shit's going to fuck up college football.
Portal. Oh yeah.
You know, it's so funny that you say that too, because we was having a conversation before, and I was just like, I know somebody who transferred from this school to this school, from this school to that school. Yeah, and I was asking you, I'm like, when is it too much to stop transferring? Like, you transferred from the school that you started at, and then now you're on to like your fifth or sixth school. How do you get that many years of eligibility? No matter if you got that COVID year back, it's still like, come on now.
You know why they do it. They want the exposure. They need the exposure in order to get in the NFL. That's why people.
What exposure?
Like,
what exposure are you getting? What exposure?
Come on, bro. We all know when you do something special in college, people gonna look at you, and you got more players coming to your way trying to join you. They trying to be a part of that.
So I have a question. Would this be looked at as you're a disloyal player? Because people look at stuff like that.
Because it can't. You want to know why it can't be looked at as a disloyal type of player? Because at the end of the day, football is a team sport, but you're not getting picked up as a team. You're getting picked up separately. So for your position, you need to show out. You need to be better than everybody else on the field, even your own teammates.
So listen to what you just said. If in your position you have to show out, if you have to transfer from one school to the next several different times, obviously you're not showing out enough at the school that you're at to keep your.
And that means that means you're looking for the exposure for yourself. You can't make it. Just like you said, they're off the radar. Why is he off the radar? Matter of fact, he just said it too. He just said the quarterback that he was just talking about, Jalen. How you say his name? Jaden
L. Laura.
All right, cool. And guess what? I'm looking at his stats right now. 2021, he had 23 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. But at the same time, look at it like this. Why is he not getting talked about? Why? Why is that? Because he needs more exposure. He needs to do something special. You need to have a game where you only throw 6 touchdowns, 400 yards, and how you put it, you need to be running across the field doing absolute street yard football. The college needs exposure. You need to, in order to get somebody's attention, that's the only way you're going to make the team and be a part of like everybody else, be ahead of everybody else.
So I'm hearing that, but there has been a quarterback that has broken FBS records, and they get talked about for a day on SportsCenter, and nobody even looked at them ever again. I forget what school it was, but there was
it's called consistency, my boy. It's called consistency. You have to keep doing this on a daily.
But so if you're talking about consistency, if I could set the record for most passing yards in the NCAA history, that's not consistent. But I'm not going to get drafted in the first round or the second round.
You said but how many? What year did you say that? You said is that for 1 year, or are you doing that for the 4 years that you've been there? That's the real question. Have you brought your team? But that's the thing, though. Still, it's football. That's where football comes in and says this is a team sport, not a single sport. So you have to bring your team along with that too.
So that's a contradiction.
You have to bring your team along too.
So then you just contradicted yourself because you.
How? It's just like people talking about Kyler Murray. They don't like Kyler Murray, but he does stuff for himself. They know that.
But you said I don't like Kyler. You said it's for the exposure. So how can it be for the exposure if 1 year I'm showing out, setting all these records, and not getting looked at in the long run? So you're telling me that transferring every single year is about exposure. So that means 1 year you're going to have a breakup season.
Well, what are y'all really arguing though? Like,
what I'm saying,
that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what is
this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there has been a quarterback that has set NCAA records, and he wasn't even drafted. So transferring multiple different teams and having one good season.
So wait. You said that, right? What team
Western
did he play
Kentucky, I
for?
don't even know.
What team did he play for?
Wait.
Western
You
Kentucky.
remember Kellen Moore? Everybody remember Kellen Moore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boise State. He broke hella records. Records. He went to the NFL. He was on like Dallas or some shit. Now he's offensive coordinator,
Offensive
right?
coordinator for Dallas.
Like he wasn't. You feel me? Like just because
He still made it, but look at that. What did that show?
Exactly.
What did that show? He made it to the league, and he couldn't keep the consistency. He didn't perform to the high
He
level
wasn't
that
like
he did.
that. You feel
I
me?
mean, he can't
wasn't
even
like
keep
that.
the consistency calling plays, so I'm not even finna sit here and defend
I
Kellen
mean,
Moore.
yeah, you can call plays, but you got to be on that field. Like Brady could be calling plays, but he's literally on the field all the time.
No, but I'm talking about as an offensive coordinator for Kellen Moore right now, him calling the plays are very spotty. So I'm not going to defend him in his honor or whatever he did at Boise State.
That's cool, but I'm just saying. Yeah, what point are you making about this? Please don't. Just explain to me what type of point.
You're saying that people need the exposure because they're going into the NFL as a player to play on a team. But if I'm transferring team to team to team to team, me having one good year is going to show disloyalty. Number one, it's going to show the simple fact that.
Honestly, I'm gonna be frank with you, bro. Nobody cares, especially in college. If you're trying to get a bag, they don't really care. If you go listen to this, I'm gonna give you the real. A player like Spencer Rattler, he transfers, right? He gives that school exposure. That school now gets the money and funds to show what they have. Their facilities get better. Everything gets better. That's what you do in college. You try to build up these schools. Players go and build up schools. Alabama.
So you're building up the school, but you're not building up yourself in the long run.
No, you are because you're.
Wait. First and foremost, you're going about it in two different points, bro. You need to stick to the one point. The one point I'm trying to figure out is why.
He's right though. He's right. You got too many points.
To that one point, bro, because at the end of the day, football, bro, you need to stand out in order to make it to the NFL. Yes, this is a team sport, but at the end of the day, they only care about what you can do for them so they can get more money and succeed in the long run. We know that. But at the end of the day, bro, you know, when you get into college, bro, it's not about you. It's not about just you. It's about the team. And then also, too, then it's about you. Because now your stats have to equal out. You have to show out. There has to be plays of you going crazy. Like, we'll get to the point. Like, these kids is in college, bro. They're young. They're trying to make it to the NFL. They don't know nothing else but this football shit. Like what?
But my thing is, you're saying that it's not just about you; it's about the team. But then on one hand, it's about you too.
Yeah, so it's two sides of the coin, bro.
Wait. But when you look at a quarterback like Kyler Murray right now, getting paid all the money that he's getting paid,
we know why he's getting. But at the end of the day, there are players literally saying that Kyler Murray only cares about himself, and it's so true. We see it every day. He cares about himself.
So we're gonna talk about college football playoff expansions. Will it make the college football atmosphere more competitive?
Absolutely.
Yes. You think?
Absolutely.
It's been competitive.
No. I'm gonna start with EJ. Let's go on over. Come on.
I think it'll make it more competitive, but the thing is with college, right? When I started watching college and shit, like it was more of like, I mean, when I wasn't watching college, it was because I feel like it was so much scoring and all of that. Like they score nonstop. NFL, you get a little bit more defensive games and stuff like that. But then when you run into like LSU and Alabama and all these good teams when they do play each other, like what he said down there, it's been competitive. It's already been that, you know what I mean? But I feel like you add some extra teams or whatever to the forefront that might even, like TCU, for instance. They've been playing good, but they ain't been playing no, you know what I mean? They ain't been playing like teams I feel like that's like top tier. So when they get in there, they might get ran through. You know what I'm saying? By these real top level teams and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because they schedule them and all that. But, you know, I still would love to see it. That's why I'm like, if they throw them in there, you never know. You just never know. You know what I mean? You see stuff in college basketball where they do the tournament, and then you see these random teams putting out top tier teams and shit like that. So I would love to see them expand it and see if these teams that don't really play the best schedules and stuff like that, and see if they can beat these top tier teams, man. Just to see if it, and I feel like more teams the better. You know what I mean? More eyes, more people watching. You can't go wrong with that.
For a fact.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, the question I was gonna ask you is, like, would you be afraid of seeing teams getting blown out in playoff situations like that, and it just be like whack ass games?
I wouldn't be afraid of that. You know what I'm saying? Because if they blow that team out, then on to the next team, you know what I mean? Then it's going to end up being a competitive game. You know what I mean? It's just almost like the playoffs in the NFL. It's like those wild card teams, you expect them to lose, but sometimes they come out and win. You know what I mean? And those be the teams that end up hitting Super Bowls. So you just never know. I feel like you should expand that joint and see what happens, man. You can't really go wrong with doing that. I feel like there's no reason to not do it. Like, why would you not do that shit? I mean, it'll work out perfectly, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how I see it from a financial standpoint equals more money. More teams equal more money, more revenue, more TV deals, more everything. Also too, I just feel like them top 4 teams, like you mentioned, TCU. If the playoff were to be expanded today, probably a 12 team would have beat TCU badly. You feel me? Like, you never know what could happen. So I feel like it definitely will bring a competitive edge, to those top 4 teams for sure. And also, at least that we don't got to see the same teams every year, like a Bama, a Georgia, a Clemson. You feel me? At least that there's a different team making it. And like, yes, I find good enjoy watching, them championship games again.
Exactly, nah. That's true shit, bro. Because I'm tired of seeing those teams, bro. I mean, I'm tired of seeing the same teams. I want to see Pac-12, bro. It's like, they barely ever. Like, I don't even think have a Pac-12 team made the playoffs since they started doing this shit. Or I don't know, because I just really started getting into the college football like this year and last year.
Yeah.
See, I think that expanding, like Melo said, definitely brings in more money, generates more revenue for everybody. But as EJ said, when you look at TCU hasn't played anybody this year, really. No type of competition. So for them to make the playoffs, to play a competition like a Michigan or Ohio State or USC would kind of just be like, I don't really see it happening. I don't really see them coming out with a win. I definitely would like to see these teams that, go undefeated this year or, go like 11-1, 12-1, get a harder schedule the following year. Because you could never see, because when you look at it, people will sit here and be like, oh, Alabama made it in again. But Alabama's schedule is definitely hard. They play nothing but ranked teams for the exception of maybe 3 or 4 games throughout the season. So people can't really be mad that Alabama or Georgia make it in, because the SEC is the hardest conference that there is in college football.
Good point. That's a good point.
I mean, like, when you look at it, it's just like, come on. They play their whole division. They play what? Yeah. East or West, one of the two. And then they still got to play like a Kentucky or a Tennessee or a LSU or a Georgia. So it's like, when we look at it, or Auburn, like, think about how tough those teams are defensively and how much points they put up offensively. It makes sense why Alabama should be in the playoffs, even with the 2 losses that they have. But that people are gonna hate at the simple fact that they're gonna make the playoffs if they do, because teams like TCU and USC, but USC don't play nobody. Utah was undefeated until when? I don't even know, but ranked low. So it's just like, come on.
Well, the Pac-12, I feel like the Pac-12, it's not the best division, but they not the weakest division to say they not playing nobody, bro. They playing UCLA and Utah on a regular. You know what I'm saying? That Grant and Oregon, you know what I mean? So they got to see those teams on the regular and shit like that. So that's not the worst division though. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like to kind of come to your point though, like when you was talking about TCU or whatever, and making their schedule harder for next year. In college basketball, I know they do that because Gonzaga was having that problem because they're in the West Coast Conference and their conference is garbage, bro. They running right through that conference, bro. So they had to start giving them ranked games or whatever, because that was an ongoing thing, bro. They were constantly going undefeated, and then when they even when they make it to the tournament, they was going pretty far in there too. So they was actually a legit team. But it was like, I feel like that was something that they needed to do throughout the season so they can get tested and people can watch those games because they're undefeated and they're playing teams that nobody even know about. So I think they definitely do that for TCU for sure, though.
See, and then definitely when you look at it, like a team like UCF, when they went undefeated for 2 years straight, people were mad that they didn't make the playoffs. But it's just like, how could you make the playoffs when you don't play anybody of any stature that could push you in? So that time where Alabama made it in over them, people are sitting here like, well, how does that make sense? Because the schedule, strength of schedule matters when you look at a lot of things.
But that's why they should expand it. I think that's why they should expand it. Mm-hmm. At least give them a chance to see if they even, you know what I mean? If they get blown out, they get blown out. Like, you know what I mean? At least we can see this undefeated team get a chance to play one of these good teams or whatever. The chances is they might get blown out, but who knows? You just never know. Like in college basketball, they do the tournament. I feel like they should give them a chance, bro, just to see if they can actually get past, bro. And instead of seeing the same, because it is kind of boring seeing the same teams playing over and over again, bro. And then you get to see some of these quarterbacks. Now, say if those teams like UCF do win, you get to see the quarterback on a broader scale, bigger television. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it works out. Like it helps the college sport and get more people watching, bro. Because I really wasn't watching like that. I ain't even gonna cap to you.
So I have a quick question.
Y'all think that SEC teams should play like other college teams other than the same ones that they play now? Like they should like go down and play those teams that say Ball State or something like that, or Arizona, seeing like they go undefeated their whole season and then now they have to play Alabama to like win this championship. Do you think they should do something like that?
I mean, there was a team that Georgia played that came very, very close to actually beating Georgia. I forget what team that they played, though. It was like in the middle of the season. It was Kent State. Yep, yeah. I was watching that game, too, and I was like, yo, Kent State is really holding their own against Georgia. So, but then when you look at it, it's like Georgia was probably just playing around with them. So why would you ever want to put teams like that against? And when you look at it, it's kind of like hard, though. But like you would want to see like a team like TCU. TCU isn't really a bad team. They never were. So like I would like to see them play against harder teams. That's just my opinion.
I would love to see that shit. I think that'd be a fire idea. Shit. I just feel like try it, bro. Like it's like the SEC is the hardest division or whatever. But I feel like you see the same teams throughout the season. Of course, you're gonna know the game plan, the schemes and shit. You go play somebody else in a different division somewhere that they don't even usually play like that. You gonna see shit change. It's gonna change. They're gonna fuck around and lose a game, bro. It's gonna happen because they playing different teams and different schemes and shit like that. And granted, like I said, they probably gonna win and they probably most likely gonna blow them out. But then you just never know. Like Kent State, they probably was playing with them hard. They probably was just not prepared. Wasn't expecting it. Tried to take them for granted, and then they seen and they almost lost, and they had to turn that shit up. And I feel like stuff like that happens. Teams lose because they don't expect that shit. They playing, they think it's a joke, and they end up losing the damn game. And it's like, oh shit, we could have beat them, but we were playing this shit. We wasn't ready for all these different schemes and shit that they had coming, and it made a good game, and they lost. You know what I'm saying? I think they should definitely do some shit like that. That'd be a cool idea, man.
See, my thing is like when I look at it, when you look at schools like Jackson State who went undefeated, I would love to see Jackson State play a Power 5 school. I would love to watch that happen. I think HBCU colleges need more exposure in that aspect because you don't ever see an HBCU college making a college football playoff game. But if you give them that schedule where they have to play harder teams, I could see it happening.
I feel like it should be more I feel like we should have more HBCU schools, to be honest with you.
1,000%. But when you look at it, there are a lot of HBCU schools that are just not talked about. When you look at people giving out scholarships to Howard, Hampton, Morehouse, Spelman, those are the only schools that you're really ever going to hear about as HBCUs. But it's just
Morehouse. But at the end of the day, Morehouse is a Division II school, so we can't even say.
What about Jackson State? Jackson State?
Jackson State is D1.
This is D1 school. Jackson State D1.
They're D1 in like a SWAC conference or something like that.
Yeah. SWAC, yeah.
Like it's just to me, it's just like I don't feel like it's gonna be hard to like bring a school up and play these big time schools because at the end of the day you have to like include everything that comes into with that. Like you have to include that the fact that like now the scenery is different. This ain't no the bench right there and the bench right there type of like game. This is a whole stadium. Everybody's screaming. You have to be in the game. Like I just feel like it's just gonna be hard for somebody from that level, from like the swag, like you said, from that division to move up and play these like big time schools. But at the same time, we want to see it because it's just like imagine somebody upsetting like SEC school. Like that would be amazing, to be honest with you, because that would, like you said, that would bring more revenue. It would bring more attention to the school. More players would actually go to that school. But in my opinion, it's just like it's hard. It's just hard to do it now because nowadays, like you can't really tell somebody, oh, what school would you rather want to go see play? Like nobody's gonna sit there and say, yo, I'd rather see Southern Connecticut play fucking TCU. That's not something that's just gonna like happen, bro. Nobody's gonna go to that game because they're gonna sit there and be like, these niggas is playing, like they're playing them, like you're gonna get smoked, like. But it's just like what we need to really focus on at the beginning is just like the team, like people going to these schools. If they're not going to them, and you got all the like, I hate all the big time schools because even too they recruit players and they don't even like give them options to really pick and choose where you want to get comfortable at. Like, do you actually want to be in an HBCU school or do you actually want to just go to these high end schools because you see how, you see the advertisement, you see the parties, you see this, because it's just players get attracted to that. They like, oh, I'll pick Miami before I pick Rutgers.
It's not even that, bro. It's like you can network into certain schools and get certain things. You feel me? Like,
that's what I mean. Lower schools need to like expand. They need to like get out there more. Like actually build their
when you have money getting funded to these schools by billionaires, bro.
And that's why I said, like, if you take like a Jackson State, take their alumni presence itself, or a school like North Carolina Central, the alumni presence is amazing there. They set people up with multiple different things, but if they get the exposure and, playing these high-end teams, they split the revenue cost. That's what a lot of people don't understand. So that money can go into their school and their facilities and make it bigger, give them more advertisement, give them more national televised games, so people could want to go there. People are not seeing it, so what you don't see, you don't understand.
Yeah, that's true. And Jackson State, the only reason I even seen them is, of course, Deion Sanders, but even with him there, you really only see them on the gram, bro. Like, you don't see them on TV. I see them on the gram all the time, bro. Like, I never see him on TV, bro. Like, I don't ever see him
on TV. It's ESPN Plus. That's it.
Yeah, I ain't got that. So shit, I don't.
It's disrespectful, bro. It's disrespectful because they actually play well too. And the fact that they can't even showcase their own skills is like, what's going on here? What are we doing here? Like, these schools are big time schools. Like, they got a great coach. Deion said this. Who wouldn't want him as a coach? Like, he played the game, everything. So,
but my thing is, we only talking about that school, but then you got schools like Alcorn State, you got Bethune-Cookman. Like you when you look at it, you have all these other different HBCUs that don't get looked at.
I just think, what was the name of that school?
What, Bethune-Cookman?
What the fuck is that?
It's in Florida.
Yeah. What is that? What is that, bro?
I think Bethune-Cookman. I think it was named after somebody who actually opened up the school. So, like, I think people should look into the history of HBCUs too. Like, just look into that.
What you about to say some funny shit,
bro? Because I heard about them because they were in. See, this is another thing, bro. The tournament, the March Madness tournament. That's how I heard about Bethune-Cookman. I think they made it one year, and I seen them in the round of 64, bro. So that kind of come to my point of like, they got to find a way on how they can do shit like that, bro. Because it'd be a lot of schools that you never hear about. Now people begin to go to them and people are beginning to start glorifying these colleges because they make a move in them tournaments and they actually, get far in the tournament or whatever, like Florida Gulf Coast. I don't know if y'all remember that. It's a lot of different, like, small colleges and college basketball that people going to remember and they always going to remember. So, like, say a kid who's seen that and he in high school or or middle school or whatever, he gonna always remember Gulf Coast. So now if that school recommend him or trying to pick him up or whatever, he might somewhere in his brain he might be like, man, I want to put Florida Gulf Coast on the map, man. I'm a hoper. I got some people out there. We might be able to make something shake, man. Me and the homie gonna go down to Florida Gulf Coast. Like, just because they seen that team before, and you know what I mean? Like, in college football ain't none of that. It's the same team. You see them all the time, and you want to, and your goal is to try to get to one of them schools, bro. That's it. Like, it ain't nothing more than that. Like, it's never who's trying to be a trendsetter and go to a different school or anything.
I think the biggest problem with that is that these schools have enough money to pay for their slots on national televised games. So when you look at it, they sign deals with CBS.
Before I cut you off, I was gonna say until motherfucker see a Duke offer on the table, he gonna look at Purdue Cookman or whatever the fuck it is, and he gonna be like, I'm out of here. I'm going to Duke. Like, I'm not doing that. You feel me?
I'm sorry. Look. We can't be making fun of our HBCU schools. Because, you know, our HBCU schools is a representation of us. We are black, but at the end of the day, there's only 21 HBCU schools.
Total?
There's only 21 HBCU schools that have football teams. So you really think about that.
Well, there's only 21 HBCU teams that have football teams that are D1.
That's still bad.
But most of the rest of them are D2.
I can name 32 college D1 teams. Why do we only have 21 HBCU Division One school teams?
Because we don't have the money.
But I'm saying it like this, right? If y'all saying we need to get more money, that's cool. But I feel like we need to talk. First and foremost, the schools need to bring their teams out there and actually have these conversations and sit down and say, we need to play these D1 schools so we can get our players more expansion, more exposure. No, y'all know, like last year, not one player got drafted from the HBCU schools, right?
What are you talking about?
Like drafted like from an HBCU school.
Last year was the highest year for.
No, it wasn't last year. It was a couple of years back before that.
Yes, last year was the highest year. They even held a combine for HBCU students.
No, but what I'm saying is we need more D1 schools. We just need more D1.
You know how it goes, though. You know how it goes, CJ. You know how that goes. We're gonna move on to the next topic, which is the Heisman watch. Who is y'all Heisman winner right now? I'm gonna start
look. I know. I'm pretty sure most everybody gonna say Caleb or whatever, or CJ or Bryce.
I was gonna say
for me, this is who I feel like he should be in the conversation a little bit more, but I know he's probably like in that top 7 range of it, so he's not gonna win it. But Heisman watch for me, I would say John Robinson from Texas. He been going crazy this year, bro. He been running it up like a mug, bro. Like 100 yards per game, 100 plus yards, not 100 yards per game, 100 plus yards per game. Dude can catch in the backfield. He a monster, bro. I feel like he gets talked about. I'm not gonna say he don't get talked about. He gets talked about or whatever. And I feel like he be on people's Heisman watch, but the quarterbacks seem to always kind of get the edge on that most of the times or whatever. And that's who I would say though. Honestly, I know I really like Caleb though. Caleb is my guy, but I would say Bijan Robinson for sure. That's my guy right there, man.
For me, I definitely have to go with the kid from Michigan, Blake Corum. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Yeah, Blake Corum. Yeah.
Yeah. One, he's undersized, like 5'8", about 210. And, the last 8 games before he got hurt, he averaged 100 plus yards and he always scored. So in total, he has like 18 touchdowns and over 1,400 yards rushing. So that's pretty amazing. I like it. If he never got hurt and if he worked with the team playing and put Ohio State on the hub, I really think it would have boosted up his Heisman watch for sure.
Blake Corum's a monster, bro. If he was playing, I think that score to Ohio State would have probably been like in 67. They wouldn't even have got it. He wouldn't even got on the field, man. That shit, they smashed out. Blake Corum.
Yeah.
See, for me, when I look at it, like I'm gonna shake it up a little bit because I had a list put together, but when I think about the stat that I saw the other night, I have to put Marvin Harrison Jr. in that conversation. He has never dropped a pass. He's never dropped a pass on every single target. He's caught every single pass. You cannot overlook that. That's number one.
How many catches?
But it was like, ooh, that stat I'm gonna have to get back to you on. But I know for a fact that was one of the stats that popped up on ESPN, and I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" And nobody.
Hey, my bad, Nigel. Quick breaking news. Deion Sanders just took the job to Colorado. I just got the update. That's crazy.
People are sellouts.
We were just talking about
He's a sellout. He's a sellout. He's a fucking sellout. And you see why I say, yo, HBCU schools, bro, you put people in leaders, and then this is what they do. Your own people say, yo, we need to rise up. We need to rise up. Look at that.
This is great.
Wait, he left his own son. That's crazy.
Bro, the man is come on, bro. Like it's all look. It's like we always say this. It's about the money, but at the end of the day, it's your own. It be people like this. This is the example that you set, and the worst part about it is your son is on the team, and you're setting an example exactly like that. Like, okay, you know what? I'm out of here because there's no exposure here. That's what he's feeling. He's like, you know what? I need a better job. I need more exposure. I need to be on TV. I need to be on the commercials. He don't care. He don't care. All that was a front, bro. All that was a front.
Think so?
That's great.
If you're there for an HBCU school, bro, you're black, bro. Ride that pride to the end, bro. Ride it to the end. It be our own people. Ride it to the end.
The thing is, but the thing is, he doesn't even need the money. He has enough money, and two, he had more of the freedom at Jackson State.
But even if you got all the money, bro, take care of your people first. Give back, bro. We all trying to make it to where you at. We all trying to be star athletes. Your son trying to be exactly not in your image, but better than you. But this is the example you setting, bro. I'm sorry. That's just sad. That's just sad.
I don't even know if I can keep going over my list, bro.
Him being at Jackson State was not a long-term thing.
That wasn't a long-term thing, but you were sitting here trying to make sure they played all those D1 schools and shit. Like, man, get out of here, bro. I want to hear that. You're a great I can separate the man from the field. You're a great NFL player, but at the end of the day, you're a sellout, bro. You're a sellout. The fact that you did that, and you thought that wasn't gonna get noticed, like what?
Please, please. And I want you to know, when y'all see this, please tag him in everything that you see.
No. Wait. We not getting banned.
I'm not getting banned. We don't have to do all that. But all I'm just saying is this is why, like, our HBU, we put people in leaders for them to guide us and lead us, but at the end of the day, you got to also think about what's their agenda. Are they really here for us, or are they here for themselves?
I mean, 50-50. I can't say he's here for himself.
Hey, I was just clarifying. It says to take the job, so he's preparing for the offer. So it's getting ready to do it. It's getting ready.
He's leaving, bro. He's leaving.
And them guys at Jackson State want to transfer with him too. I bet you that.
Crazy, man. I just brought it up because I saw it and I'm like, man, I think it was kind of crazy how that happened. I was just talking about the HBCUs and shit, and then that pops up on my phone, bro. Yeah, he gonna do it for sure though, bro.
Like I ain't gonna bring, like, and even too, I ain't trying to bring the man down, but come on, bro. Like, you got to be a better example for that. Like, that's literally like,
DJ, do your Heisman, bro.
Oh, my Heisman's. First, look, I got two. I'm sorry to say it, but I got two. Because of that. And Melo, I definitely agree with you with that. You know, that boy Blake is something nice. That running back is something nice, big fella. He is something different. But at the end of the day, I also got CJ up there. I think CJ is. I watched a couple of his clips. You know, CJ is, to me, he's good. He's really good. I didn't think he was that good, but he's really good. So.
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud. Uh-huh. He's nice. He's like that.
What does he do that makes him special to you? Like, what does he got?
I think that like I think that he's performing to a level of becoming he can become an all around quarterback, and which is good. But at the end of the day, like if he like you said, if he's trying to go further, he has to think outside the box and really stick. Like he is sticking to what he's doing, what he's good at. But I just feel like I'm liking him now. I'm loving him. But I still want to see if he wins the Heisman or if he don't, can he still perform at that high level when he makes it to the NFL?
What's his NFL comparison?
I want to add on to that real quick.
Wait. What's his NFL comparison? If you could give him one.
Wow.
I don't know. I can't really give, like, you could say like I would say like Pat or something like that, but it's just like no.
He's not mobile. He's not.
I'm just saying though, like I'm saying like he has that sense of like he can stay in the pocket and do a little bit Houdini, but not as crazy as much. If you get what I mean, like he's not like trying to move out the pocket and trying to do something fancy, but he's trying to stick to the plan, stick to where the ball needs to go. So it's hard to say. I would say like Peyton. He could give me a little bit similar of Peyton. Peyton was always like, you're getting the ball. I need you to hit this route. No 15, not 13, 12. It needs to be 12. So it's like, he can somewhat become like a little bit of Peyton. I can see a little bit of that.
Well, let me add on to that real quick too, because watching that game against Michigan, it made me see that his worst enemy is his head coach. You've seen all the fourth down plays that they could have went for to save the game for themselves, and they punted the ball and let Michigan get the ball back, especially in the fourth quarter. I'm sitting here watching. I'm like, as the head coach, you have to take those chances to just try to win that game, because you blew it for your quarterback, and you see your quarterback's frustration because you're bad play calling, and it just sucks. So, like, I watched him progress the ball down the field plenty of times, all to just get screwed over by his head coach. He's a really good quarterback, and his progressions are bar none to anybody else. But I definitely think that he's going to need a system with a head coach that helps him and becomes the best him possible.
Yeah, that's true, bro. I don't think if he gets drafted, he's gonna get drafted to a bad team. That's most likely gonna happen. So that's the fearful part of it. Like what he about to do when he got a coach that's not as good, maybe even worse than the coach he got. You know what I'm saying? How he gonna play then? Because
teammates that's bad.
Huh?
And his teammates gonna be trash, maybe. Possibly.
Exactly.
Let's not manifest that. Let's just say he gets. Let's just say he gets traded to a good team, like an average team. What if he go to the Giants? What you gonna do then?
Bench Daniel Jones.
That's it.
Nah, I don't know if he gonna keep Daniel Jones, man, bro. But I don't know. That's not. They don't. The Giants ain't really got the best wide receiver situation to me. I don't really think, and the coaches. The coach is pretty good. I feel like he's solid, but I don't know. If I was me, I'll bench Daniel Jones, but I feel like the coach probably not going.
See, this is why another player on my Heisman watch was Hendon Hooker, because looking at him and what he went through at Virginia Tech, to go to Tennessee with a coach like that you have, and to just excel the way that you have been excelling up until you got hurt, like that injury really did take a lot back from him, but we can't take away from what he has been doing throughout the whole season. And I think a lot of people will sit here and be like, oh, well, they lost to South Carolina really, really bad, but he also did get hurt that game. So...
yeah, now Hendon Hooker's like he's real talented.
Yeah,
that quarterback though too. I like him too.
I definitely get that everybody wants to talk about Caleb Williams, but it's like, what competition? But I'm saying, but like, what competition has USC really, 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 really played? Tennessee played harder competition than USC, and Hendon Hooker came out on top.
You're right. I'm being a casual.
That ain't his fault though. He can't do nothing about that. It ain't like they playing that. If he play in the SEC, I think he will ball the same way, bro. I don't really.
I mean, you think Caleb Williams will?
I think Caleb will ball, bro. If he was in the same position, if he had a team, Hendon Hooker, Bryce, any of them, right? He gonna ball. He gonna do the same shit.
Okay, so you think that Caleb Williams on? Let me give him a reasonable team. Auburn or Kentucky. He's excelling.
Kentucky.
He's excelling the way he is.
Definitely Kentucky. I like Kentucky quarterback, bro. Kentucky quarterback is nice. I for sure know Caleb gonna smoke Kentucky's Lewis. He gonna ball way better than him, in my opinion, bro. Because Caleb is doing so much more than Lewis is, bro. Like he's gonna go stupid in Kentucky. Auburn, I'm not quite sure. I don't really watch Auburn too much. I'm not gonna talk about Auburn, but Kentucky, I watched him. I like Lewis a lot, but I feel like you throw a dude like Caleb over there, bro. Kentucky is up in there. They're gonna be competing with Alabama, LSU, all those top teams in the SEC, bro. Now you got to watch out. Now it's a scary team now with Caleb being in that front center right there, bro. That's just my opinion. Caleb is that talented, man. It's nothing he can do about being in that Pac-12, but he's showing you most of the Pac-12 quarterbacks come in the league and they go stupid too, bro. So I feel real good about him going into the league.
Besides Mariota, Justin Herbert was really good. Bo Nix looks good.
Aaron Rodgers. Who else is it?
You know, Marcus Mariota doesn't look horrible.
He looks terrible.
He doesn't look terrible.
Terrible, bro.
He looks terrible. I have a question for you, right?
Can I say my Heisman, bro?
Yeah.
What's up, bro? All right. My Heisman's Caleb Williams. Like, we spoke about it already. I can't even say what I wanted to say. You feel me? Like, cause y'all just took it to the next level. Yeah, I got it. Whatever, bro. Whatever. What you want to talk about, Nigel? Marcus Mariota. Go ahead.
Yo, I don't even remember no more, bro. That's funny.
He just wanted to say it, like.
Yeah, I ain't saying no more. I'm like, yo, fuck it. Okay. What's the next topic, bro? The next topic is early NFL playoff predictions. We're gonna do the AFC champions. We're gonna do NFC champions. Then we're gonna do wild card. So, EJ, you can start off.
AFC champ. So all right, for this topic, you wanted me to do like who's gonna be the best team in the whole AFC or just in the
exactly? Yeah.
For the whole AFC, I Chiefs. It ain't really much to say to me. It's Chiefs, bro. Pat Mahomes MVP level. He's MVP to me. It ain't really nothing nobody can tell me about that, bro. It's already set in stone. That's the AFC for me. I'm not even. We could talk about it after I'm done, but I feel like if anybody really don't agree to that, I don't get you, man. But NFC, who will be the champions out of NFC? I either see. Hey, look, man. I know everybody's saying the Eagles, man, but I really like the Cowboys, bro. I'm a Steelers fan. I ain't got no smoke with the Cowboys, bro. I ain't got no smoke with the Cowboys. I really like the Cowboys, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You didn't even say that, you didn't even say the Giants. You didn't even say the Giants, bro. You said the Cowboys. CJ over there slumped over.
I don't even think that you believe that, Cal.
Hey, stop. We've all, look. This is the problem right here. You Cowboys fans get so hyped and y'all get so happy that y'all up on the top. And then if the Giants spook y'all and give y'all an L and y'all really sitting on the bench watching them play, y'all gonna be mad as hell.
I have a question. What is their record against us in the season right now?
They're winning though.
What is their record against us in the season?
Obviously, okay, bro. They're losing. They're losing against y'all. We understand that, bro. We understand that. But like I just said,
so it don't even matter.
Look, bro, like I can't wait till you cowgirls turn into cow fans. Like, watch, you're gonna be sitting on the sideline. Then you're gonna be sitting there like, the Giants. Y'all was sleeping on them. That don't be like the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl. Don't do it because they learned their lesson. They feeling it now still. Don't do it.
That was sick.
Yo, every day, son. Living in Georgia, every Atlanta.
I would never want to be in Atlanta right now because I'm sorry. Just alone, bro. That's embarrassing.
That's horrible. They sold out. Like that's the definition of selling out, bro. Like, god damn, bro. But look. Back to what I was saying though, man. The reason I was saying I'm just saying for NFC, when we were saying NFC champions, we talking about who's gonna go to the championship for the NFC.
East, West, South, North. That's
Okay,
it. And then you got the wild cards.
wild cards. Well, like I was saying, the Cowboys really good. I shout out to Nigel now, man. That's you team up to something, man. I feel like it's something different, bro. It's something different over there. Usually they lose in the playoffs. It just seems something different going on, man. Pollard, all of them, and CD and Gallup. I like what's going on over there. Dak just gotta sit. This was the same shit I was saying when they lost that game. What was it, last year or the year before? I forget, but they lost that little playoff game, and it was some bullshit at the end or whatever. It's really, yeah, it's really just Dak just gotta hold his own. Once he hold his own, and he just followed throughout the whole game. He got Pollard and Ezekiel playing good. If the motherfuckers can make sure the run game stays solid, they gonna be straight, man. But on to the NFC. I mean, wild card. I think the Bills will end up being a wild card team. I think the Dolphins are gonna take over that division.
The Bills gonna be a wild card?
I think they're gonna be a wild card. Dolphins gonna take over that division. They got a very high powered offense. I like what they got going on. I think the Bengals will be a wild card team. The Ravens gonna win their division, and I think the Jets and the Chargers is interchangeable because the Jets is sitting outside the playoffs right now. I mean, the Chargers is sitting outside the playoffs, but the Jets is in there right now, as of right now. You know what I mean? So I don't know about the Jets, man. I like Mike White. I've been an advocate of him starting or whatever, but I don't know. He last season he had a game where he went crazy, and then the next game he played like shit. So I don't really know what I'm about to get from Mike White. So I can't really trust that. Justin Herbert, his team been injured, so we'll see what happens when it really matters. So that's me right there, y'all.
All right, for me, we'll start with the AFC. I'm disappointed in the AFC West. I really thought that division there was going to be more competitive, but it seemed like the last two teams are just pure ass, like the Raiders and Broncos country. Let's ride. Those two teams disappointed me tremendously. But on top, I'm gonna have to go with the Chief. Mahomes playing at a high level, MVP level, despite not having Tyreek Hill. To be honest with you, I already thought that dude was going to regress, but for some reason, Andy Reid know how to play him to his strengths. After the Chief, I'm gonna have to go with Miami. For some reason, Tua's playing at a different high level. I really thought that McDaniels will not help Tua, but Tua's playing lights out so far since coming back from that concussion against the Bengals. After them, I'll put Tennessee. Tennessee is a pretty good team. People don't really give Tennessee too much credit because of the division that they're in, and that roster too. That's not really a strong roster. But Derrick. The only good player that they have is Derrick Henry and Jeffrey Simons. After them, if I had to choose the other four teams, I'm gonna have to go with Buffalo. After Buffalo, Jets. The Jets surprised me this year. They pretty much overachieved. That defense overachieved tremendously. The defense been playing good. I'm glad that Saleh made the quarterback change to White instead of Wilson. As you saw against the Bears, that's the type of performance that we need on a consistent basis. And lastly, I have to go with the Ravens. I think the Ravens might make the wild card. I think the Bengals will win the division despite not having Chase. But the Ravens keep blowing leads, man. The fourth quarter leads been biting the Ravens in the butt. I think that they barely make the wild card. Onto the NFC. Of course, in the NFC East, the Eagles going to win it out. After them is the Niners. Hey, man, do not sleep on that Niners, man, especially on that defense. You feel me? That defense in the second half, bro, they've been holding their opponents to 0 points. So watch out for the Niners. The Vikings. I'm gonna let you know right now. The Vikings is overrated. Do not buy into the hype. Kirk Cousins going to choke in the playoff. So I'm warning you.
That was a bit rough. I just heard.
Yeah.
That was a bit rough.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't
God damn.
He's a bum.
Wait. Just go Melo.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah.
You good? Yeah, just go through all of them. Then we're gonna talk about it at the end.
All right, got you.
Yeah.
See who else? I think the Seahawks makes the wild card. The Buccaneers make it, and last the Commanders.
Okay.
You're gonna have to come back to that shit, Melo, that you said. You just said some wild shit just a minute ago. We're gonna come back to that.
So for me, the AFC, I got the Chiefs, the Bills, the Titans, and the Bengals. I definitely see the Bengals beating out the Ravens. The wild card teams, I have the Dolphins, the Ravens, and the Jets. I don't see the Jets and the Chargers being interchangeable at all. NFC, I have the Eagles, the Vikings, the 49ers, and the Bucks. But for the wild card team for the NFC, I have the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Commanders.
Giants, Cowboys, and all right.
All right, so say it again. Melo. You gotta stop. We're gonna come back to you. You up. For the AFC, I have to agree with all of y'all. Whoever said said Chiefs, yeah, the Chiefs automatically, yes, they're definitely making that. I ain't gonna hold you like 49ers, yes, definitely got to look out for them. The Raiders and them, I don't know what's going on. Yes, they do fuck. I'm sorry, I was cursing, but they really suck. I'm so I really thought they would pull through and really be a consistent team and change this year. But like you said, that was really just a hype instead of you saying the Vikings was a hype. Who else? I would definitely say I have them on my list right here. I would definitely say the AFC East. I would say the Bills, and then the NFC East. I would definitely say the Giants. The Giants are the Eagles, not the Cowboys. I can't fully give the Cowboys that much, but at the same time, these are three. Instead of the Commanders, those three teams, Cowboys, Giants, and Eagles. I would definitely say this will be it's either the Giants or the Eagles. I don't think the Cowboys really going to fall through. They really, there's always the hype that the Cowboys is going to make it. Everybody's so happy about them. And then all of a sudden, the Giants or the Eagles crush their hopes. So it's I'll just wait for that,
It usually ends like that, for real. I know Nigel sat right.
And for the past 5 years, it ended with y'all not in the playoffs. But we're never going to talk about that.
It's okay.
It's called rebuilding, sir. You got to face Mel first.
Rebuild my ass. They are not.
It's called rebuild, bro. It's called rebuild.
They are 0-2 against us in the season.
You have to rebuild a team after you let go of everybody.
Rebuild them shitty ass Packers, please.
Yo, we are.
Why do you feel that way about the Vikings, CJ?
Because this guy said some absolutely. I'm flabbergasted by that answer.
Blasphemy!
How dare you? The Vikings, bro. Did you not see them play on Thanksgiving? Come on, bro.
Did you see them play the week before that?
Take out Justin Jefferson of that team.
Nah, they got
even if you take out Justin Jefferson, bro, you still got their defense and you still got Dalvin Cook. That man is something different. Stop. Kirk Cousins is still nice. I'm sorry.
They lost?
And we can't take a player off. We not doing that, man. Come on. And shout out to Madison, bro. Madison been backing up Dalvin Cook so well. Man, the Vikings is too nice, man. We can't sit here. I ain't gonna let you slide.
You gotta give props where it's at, bro.
Hold on. Wait. I'm gonna say it again. Keep Justin Jefferson. He got held to 38 yards against the Cowboys.
We don't care about them, bro. We don't care about them.
Just put the Cowboys in there.
We talking about what he just said. He just said some blasphemy, big fella.
Listen, Melo, I'm behind you 100%.
That's wild, man.
But I do believe in Kirk Cousins.
You believe in
Kirk
you
Cousins.
saw the chains he was wearing? I cannot believe in a man who rocking chains like that, bro. On the plane, did y'all see that shit?
You like
Yeah.
that? You like that?
Oh, shit.
Man, I like it. That shit was fly, bro. I'm with it.
Yo, he said next thing he's gonna get some grills.
He doing something different, bro. He doing something different.
It's
But
called team right there, man.
Team building.
chemistry, you said?
They got their quarterback.
It's called being invited to the cookout.
Yeah, so it's that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, that's so true though. My boy definitely he definitely
hey, chemistry though, man. He locked in over there, man, with his black teammates. Can't go wrong with that, man. Boy, locked in, man.
Yo, he come out with some grills, bro. I'm gonna start dying laughing.
Better not. You better not.
Oh.
My early NFL playoff prediction is AFC champions. I got Chiefs, Ravens, Titans, Bills. Can you pick three or is it four? Is it four or
pick
three?
as many as you want, bro.
Huh?
Many, yeah.
You can pick as many as you want.
Well, it would technically be 3.
It's three, right? Yeah. So I got
Yeah.
the Chiefs, Ravens, Titans. The wild card, I got the Dolphins, Bengals, Chargers. For the NFC, I got Vikings, Bucks, Eagles. But low key, the Bucks is trash. You all know that. But
Low key,
The whole division's trash.
yeah, high key trash.
The
high
whole
key.
division.
The whole division is garbage. I mean, they got time to turn it around. They 5-6.
That's the best record.
Huh?
That's the best record in the division.
That's bad, man. That's bad.
Yeah.
Bad division.
That shit-
The wild card, I got Cowboys, Giants, Seahawks. I mean, you know how that go, Nigel. I just don't like me. That's it. That's
Wait
why
a
I put
minute.
them in.
I'm not even worried about us being a wild card team, but the Seahawks
Hey, the Seahawks. I got the Seahawks in there.
over the Commanders.
Yeah, bro. I'll take the Seahawks. I'd rather see Geno play than the Commanders, bro. Come on now.
Then who?
Taylor Heineke.
The Commanders been balling out for these past couple of games, bro. I ain't gonna even hold you. They've been balling out, so I'll definitely say they're up there at the wild.
Let the whole NFC East make it, bro.
I'll be wild, bro. Wild.
I'm sorry.
They should.
I'm
They
sorry.
deep. I like the Commanders' defense, bro. They got it. I feel like when Chase Young come back too. I don't know if he came back. I don't think
No,
he came back.
he's supposed to be coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he back, it's gonna be crucial, bro. It's gonna be some shit, man. He just got to get healthy, get armed up, get a few reps. He gonna be straight, bro. And the Commanders gonna be well. I don't know if he can. That's Tyler Heineke all the way through. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like he can make a little push through the not through the playoff, but he probably gonna give whatever team they play. They gonna get him one hell of a run. I think it's like when they gave the Bucks a run, man.
Right.
For sure.
Listen, I don't even know because the Bucks winning their division with that shitty record is just crazy.
Yeah, they don't win the division, bro. We're gonna go to our next topic, which is it's called worth it or overpaid. So we're gonna have we're gonna pick 3 players, and we're gonna see if they're worth the money that they have or they're being overpaid. So I'll start off with Egypt.
You want me to name the players?
Yeah, name the 3 players that you think it's overpaid.
Carson Wentz, Russell Wilson.
That's
He's hella overpaid, man. He's a product of Pete Carroll, bro. That's all he is, man. It's so sad to see that man just fold like this, but he's folding, bro. He's folded like a fucking beach chair, bro. That dude's folded, bro. Who was the last player I had on here? I had somebody else on my list. I had Carson Wentz, I had Russell Wilson, and who was somebody else? I forget. Y'all got to come back to me on my last player. I forgot what my player was, but it was for sure. Those are my 2 right there. Those 2 are overpaid.
We got it. We
I can't hear you.
That's okay. We can come back to you.
Yeah,
said
come back to
Kobe.
me. Not two though, man. I'm giving y'all my three when y'all done.
All right, bet.
All right, for me, Allen Robinson, Christian McCaffrey, Russell Wilson.
Why Christian?
Christian McCaffrey, you think he overpaid?
Fuck yeah. Durability, bro. Durability, man, bro.
Yo, what blasphemy is you talking about? What is wrong with you, yo? Stop this bullshit. Stop.
So,
About to
you
make
tell
me
me that
trip
Christian,
out right now because you getting underneath the skin, big fella. You need to stop. This blasphemy, this outrageous shit you just said is just beneath me. I can't.
Bro. He low-key spitting fact.
yeah.
Have you lost your mind? Have you?
Bro,
How?
it's not he's being healthy, bro. Ever since he got that contract a couple years back, nigga, it's hard for him to stay on the field. Nigga either hurt his knee, his ankle, my shoulder, my hand.
He had 58 carries, 241 yards through looks like 10 games, bro. That's solid stats.
How many
And
games did he
see,
play?
you saying he's overpaid in general, or are you saying because right now he doing what he doing? He on the field. He healthy. He doing what he need to do. He here. The Panthers was trash, bro. There was nothing going on over there at all. Like, so it don't even matter if he was injured. It was shit going on over there. 49ers, he healthy, he playing. So he living up to the contract over there. I don't understand how he overpaid, bro. That's whoa.
Whoa. I'm gonna change. All right, I'm gonna change it, and I'm gonna.
Nah, don't change it, bro.
Keep it. You can keep it. Just give me. Just tell me. You just tell me. You just tell me why. Tell me why. Just tell me why. Tell me why, sir. Tell me why you think he's better. Like,
bro, because of him, he's gonna mess up the running back market, bro. Running backs not gonna get paid as they should. Look, Saquon is the best next running back. Saquon, like the type of contract that Saquon looking for, he's not gonna get it.
Hold on, wait. You said the best next running back is Saquon, so you're not even going to talk about Josh Jacobs. You're not even going to talk about Jonathan Taylor. Saquon Barkley, right? But Derrick Henry got paid though.
Right,
Y'all ain't even talking about the chump.
Under the value though, under the running back value.
But you're telling me Christian McCaffrey is going to ruin the running back market? I think that when you look at it, you got players like Josh Jacobs who's about to get a payday. So that's going to mess up the running back market.
if you really want to think about it, who really messed it up for people to get paid? The quarterbacks ruined it.
Yes.
They all ruined it because they got paid. And even look at it like this, right? Lamar didn't have a contract and he was playing at a high performance. But look at that. Are they giving him a contract that's worth him playing at that high performance that he just did? No. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you got people, I'm sorry to say it, people that just think they are like that, just sitting on the sidelines, eating up the money, saying that, oh, I deserve this. I'm sorry, but Aaron, my boy, but you do not deserve $50 million. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you're at practice playing around. This team is losing. Take this serious, bro. This is money being given to you. This is not no, oh, you know what? It's all right. We'll make up for it for next year. We trying to win a ring. Are you not trying to win a ring? You're not getting younger. You're getting older.
Yeah, this is your second episode ranting about that, CJ.
I'm happy that you said that. I'm so happy that you said that because I'm going to start my list off, and I'm going to start it off with Aaron Rodgers too because he's on my list.
And I completely understand.
Wait. But let me tell you, I had him at 50-50 because I think 50% of it he is worth it. He is a great quarterback. You can't take that from him. He's not performing at that high level to deserve that $50 million. That's just my honest opinion.
I would give him, if I had to, I would definitely I would die it down to at least 20 minutes. At least 20. At least 20. The only reason why I say 20 is because of the way he's going about it now, because he's not taking it serious. He's saying that, he has a problem with some of his receivers. I understand you can't trust your receivers, but at the end of the day, you come from an era where we made receivers. We made them good. So why are you not making your receivers good? They can be twos, they can be threes, they can be fours. But at the end of the day, you need to build them up. You need to work with them, gel with your players. You need to.
Yeah. So the second person on my list, I have Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray was 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
Kyler Murray was 100% never deserving of that contract. I think that just having one good season is not deserving of that contract. And that one good season came off the back of your defense. At the end of the day, it did not come off the back of you. It came off the back of your defense. You were never deserving of that money. And it shows right now the way that you still have the same team. You have the same team, same defense, everything. And it shows to me that you are never deserving of that money. You're still a kid trying to put on some big boy pants. You need to study more, read your playbook, watch film, and they should have kept that clause in his contract where he had to watch film, because it shows to me that he does not watch film and watch his own mistakes. That people have to hold you accountable for your own mistakes when you should know as a quarterback, yeah, I made a bad pass. I got to do better on the next snap. And you don't do anything better. Now, aside from him,
have you watched his games and seen how he plays, or is this just off the top of the dome?
No. I've watched his games. I've seen him run out the pocket to literally throw the ball to D-Hop and have D-Hop is not even there. You're trying to force a pass in between two people and get picked off. Like, I'm watching you run out the pocket and settle for scraps where you could get bigger yards playing in the pocket, but you're trying to be this quarterback that you was last season. Everybody picked up on you. You have to adapt, and you haven't adapted at all.
You think it's the playbook for Cliff Kingsbury? Because I heard his playbook is like maybe. I don't know how true that is.
I mean, my thing is, we will never know what his playbook looks like. We will only know how the players are performing with his plays. So we can't really say that it's his fault, because maybe his plays are designed to actually beat certain types of defense. But as a quarterback, you can't see it, and you're not reading the defense properly. So if you watch film against the team that you're playing against, you know 50% of the time they play in a cover 2. 30% of the time they play in a cover 3. 10% of the time they do mismatch plays where they throw stunt plays at you. And then the other 10 is like, hey, we could play in the cover 6 to cover 4 and split it up. So that's just my thing. If you're not watching the film on the team that you're playing, you're never going to be able to figure it out. And I think, and definitely my last player that I have is Zeke. And here's why I say Zeke. I say Zeke is worth it to an extent. Zeke is worth it to an extent because there's nobody else on that team that's going to take that heavy load that he takes. He takes all the heavy hits. He takes all the heavy ground games. No, I'm just saying he takes the ground game to a next level to where.
Load.
Huh?
You said load. I said.
Hey, yo. But yeah, nah, like he takes the ground game where it's like he tires out the defense. That opens up Tony Pollard being fast enough to get around the defense. So this is why I say he's worth it to an extent. But the extent is Zeke needs to stay healthy. He needs to learn how to take care of his body better. And I definitely think that the team doctors need to do a better job. Like, you know, as athletic trainers, physical therapists need to do a better job at giving them better stretches, better exercises to keep their body from taking that brutal beating day in and day out. I saw a video where it was saying, hey, as NBA players, they work out before the game starts. They come into the gym that morning and they work out. The Phoenix Suns and the Chicago Bulls, back when Jordan was playing, they said that it helps them play better. It helps them take the brunt of the force that they get. So if you put them through that workout in the morning time and then have them come back for game day, they'll be okay.
That's all a mental thing, bro. That's on his mentality. He's not a winner.
Like, I don't think that's but if you're telling me that sports science is proving that you work out,
like I said, it's all a mental game. Like he has to break that barrier of the mental game, bro. Like it's all up here.
Yeah, I definitely think that next season is going to be a good season for him. I definitely think that he sees that his job hangs on the fringe of Tony Pollard having a really, really good season, and he just needs to step up and play better.
How much is Zeke getting paid? This is
Zeke. I'm gonna tell you the exact contract right now, because I don't want to get the numbers wrong. I don't want nobody to come at me. I'm about to get the exact numbers now.
I think when you said what did you just say again?
Hey.
Huh?
Zeke's contract. Hold
Yeah,
on.
Zeke.
I'm sorry. Zeke's contract was 6 years, $90 million,
Damn.
50 million guaranteed. So you're telling me that when you signed that contract, and for 2 years
When he signed that contract, he was the best running back, arguably one of the best running backs.
right, and that's why I said to the extent. That's my extent was the simple fact that he can't stay healthy. So after you signed that contract, yes, you were the best running back, and behind him was Saquon and Le'Veon Bell, and Derrick Henry came right after that. But you can't stay healthy for 2 seasons. You haven't been healthy, so that's just my extent.
And the thing too with that, like it kind of almost come back to that CMC shit where my guy right here was saying that CMC didn't deserve that, right? CMC was on a trash team, bro. Zeke was on a team that was actually competing. So when he not playing and he getting paid that, it's like, damn, bro, like we really missing him. Like that's a hit to the team. You know what I mean? But the CMC was going, it's like he going to nut. They wasn't good, bro. They just not a good team. Like they were never really good like that when he was there or whatever. So it's like, what y'all really losing? You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So with Zeke though, I feel like Zeke he kind of remind me of he remind me of Juju Smith-Schuster when he was on the Steelers and shit. Like he did a lot of behind the scenes and things that like people don't even pay attention to. Like. And like you said, taking a load or whatever on a lot of players.
Pause.
He does pause. And he does that. And Juju was kind of like the blocker. He did a lot of blocking when he was over there with Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? Wide receivers and blocking people don't even pay attention to that type of shit. But that's something that's really important. You know what I mean? I feel like Zeke does a lot of shit in the Cowboys that kind of notice. You know what I mean? So he definitely, I feel like his contract was worth it for sure, man. The injuries suck, but you know, I feel like he's worth it for sure.
And that was just like with the Steelers when you look at like Le'Veon Bell. Like Le'Veon Bell to y'all was what Zeke is to us. When he got hurt, it kind of just put y'all on a downhill. Yeah, you had Antonio Brown and things like that, but you saw it starting to go downhill, and then he wasn't himself when he came back. We can see that Zeke when he first got hurt put on so much weight. You saw him starting to slow down. Then you saw him cut the weight. But then you started seeing him getting injured more. And then it was just like, okay, cool. Like, how do we keep you to keep your diet healthy and keep your body healthy for you to perform at that same level that you were, putting up 2,000 yards? We want that. We want you back.
Yeah, that's right.
You go, CJ.
For me, I got Aaron Rodgers first. I think he's being a little bit overpaid. $50 million is a lot. I think like I said, I think he should at least be like $20 million. I only say 20 is because of we've seen what Aaron can do and make guys better. So it's like, I don't know why he hasn't been doing that for like the couple of years. You know, he hasn't been making any other wide receiver better or like giving them like that trust that he believes in them, like to complete the job at hand. So I think he's a little bit overpaid. Next,
hey, quick question. When did you start thinking he was overpaid? What year was that when you thought he was overpaid? Like soon as the contract hit?
No. The year I thought he was overpaid was when he was like, I think it was when he was sitting out for those couple of like practice or something like that, and he was trying to like argue for more money. I felt like you didn't need more money because at the end of the day, like this is a new season we're going into. We need. I said it. We need new receivers. Randall's about to be out. Jordy Nelson had left. You definitely all our tight ends was gone. You didn't have no more targets. Our running back was they were okay. Remember we had Eddie, and then all of a sudden you see we wasn't running the ball like that. We just died that shit down. So it's like that was when I said like, yeah, why are you asking for more money? And it's like your number 2 receiver is still not even up there, and you got all the rest of these other players just they not putting in no work. So like, why are you not giving them the ball? You don't deserve that much money. So after that, I think Josh Allen. I think he's been getting paid well. He deserves to get paid well. That team on the Bills is absolutely nice. He's actually doing his thing. Him and Diggs just flat out good performance. And then my last one, I had Jared Goff. I feel like he's a little overpaid. The only reason why I feel like he's overpaid is because of the fact of you just came off a Super Bowl. You should still be playing at a high performance. Nobody really left your team that much. You didn't lose a lot of weapons, but you lost some. But at the same time, you're not putting up the performance that. Huh?
Is it Matthew Stafford?
I can't hear you. Say that again?
You said Jared Goff. Is it Matthew Stafford?
No, Jared Goff. No, he's talking about when Jared Goff when they were still, I think they were still St. Louis at the time, and they made the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And when he came back, he didn't really lose much, but he lost a lot on the defensive end. So the defense was what really drove them to that Super Bowl, 1,000%. And you saw it too because you saw the game against who they played, the Patriots.
Yeah,
and you saw that Super Bowl where it was literally just punt after punt after punt after punt after punt. So we was just sitting there watching the whole defensive game. So when you lose your defense, it forces you to have to play super, super well on offense. So even with looking at Jared Goff now on the Lions, he doesn't really have that many weapons on the Lions. So this literally he's reaching for scraps at this point. But he's still a good quarterback. They are a team that puts up the most yards and the most points, but still loses the most games. It doesn't make sense.
That's interesting. I did not know that shit.
So,
but even when you look at the Jaguars, their net was plus 5, and the Ravens was -2 or something like that, and the Ravens had more wins than the Jags. So it was kind of shocking to me when I'm looking at this. You guys are putting up more points, but how are you losing so many games?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, and then also too, what Melo said about Christian McCaffrey, my boy, you need to realize Christian McCaffrey was definitely carrying that Panthers team. He was definitely doing it by himself. So I feel like he deserves that money. I feel you want to know why also too? Because 49ers are very smart. The reason why they're not playing him so much because they know they've been playing well all season. They're going to make it. So we need him healthy. We need him ready.
You know what I'm still mad about? That the Panthers really did not have a good team at all. And then, Colin Kaepernick still couldn't get picked up. That was the one thing that blew my mind. It was y'all didn't have a quarterback. Y'all was looking for a quarterback, and y'all couldn't pick up Colin Kaepernick just to give him a chance.
But we know that's a whole nother political side towards that because people feel like he don't deserve that because they think he went out for the money, but he really went out for the movement. That's all. He's doing what he don't care about the money. He care about the fact that people like us can succeed. He wants us all to play. We still don't, bro. We're still the only sport that don't have a G League. Yeah. Most of these players is not going to the NFL. They're going home. They're go work. They want to play football. Why they don't have a G League? Why do you not?
Baseball got so many different leagues. When you look at it, they got so many different tiers too.
Overseas, we've spoken about this plenty of times. Like you said, it's political as fuck. You're not going to even get. It's dirty. It's just nasty out here. So my team, my players, my first player is Keenan Allen. I think he's overpaid too. Keenan Allen's overpaid. He's overrated because he hasn't been on the field. You feel me? When you're not on the field, I don't expect you. You got to play, bro. You got to play. You got to show your worth. You got to show people that you can play. My second player is Kyler Murray. Y'all touched on it. He can't throw down the middle. He's missing open plays. He's 14-7 with his touchdowns and interception ratio type shit. My last player is Ezekiel. I feel like he's overpaid for what he's worth. He was one of the best running backs. He should have kept healthy. He should have stayed consistent. He should have did the dirty work. He should have eat clean. But you can't expect people who get paid millions to stick on one regiment. You feel me?
True.
He's gotta know that I'm the best player on this team. I gotta carry this team, and that's that. But he can't do that.
Wait, so I have a question because you said Keenan Allen's overrated because he can't stay healthy on the field. So is Saquon Barkley overrated?
He was overrated at one point. It's like, what's the worth? Like, he wasn't playing. We drafted
So
him to play. I get the injury factor. It's always, you
I just,
can't
I
you
just,
can't.
I just feel like we kind of like. I understand running backs are like, you need to stay healthy, but do know that running backs take the most hits out of everybody on the team. So it's hard to stay healthy when you just did a bang. You're going for like you're getting context hits after context, and you're making 10 yards after every contact. Think about that. That's mad people hitting you. It's hard to keep the body healthy when you're consistently getting hit every Sunday night, every Friday night, every Thursday night. Like, I'm sorry, but that like I feel like Ezekiel deserves that money. But the only reason why I feel like he deserves it also too is because some running backs can't do it on a high level team. Them Cowboys, they all Pro Bowler. That whole line is all Pro Bowl. So it's like you have an easy way. You got an easy like lift off of playing running back because it's like you got people that's actually blocking for you. So
This is our final topic for the night. The topic will be, what's the hardest position to play in football at the highest level?
Ooh.
For me, I used to play quarterback, so I would say quarterback. But me watching my running back having to endure all that pain and go through what they had to go through, bro, I honestly feel like running back is the hardest position to play, bro. They don't last long in the league. They they have to go through all of that, and your goal, I feel like, as a court and a running back, your goal is like, I'm about to bang it out for like 2 years, try to get a max contract, and I'm gonna play the contract out, and I'm done, bro. Like that's literally how running backs have to think in this league, bro. Because it's like they take all them hits, bro. It's just too much, bro. It's a lot of pain that they gotta endure on a day-to-day basis. So they can't. Most people can think longevity, but that position can't think longevity, bro. You're gonna be out there. You might run into a concussion, some season-ending injury that could take you out for the rest of your career. You just never know what can happen when you enduring all that contact, bro. I think running back is one of the hardest positions. Granted, though, quarterback is very difficult to play because there's a lot of people that you listening to while you're not trying to get hit. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of shit going on, and you trying to lead the troops and all that. So I always been 50-50 between the running back and quarterback position. But I feel like I will give the edge to running back on who got to play the hardest. I feel like it's running back for sure.
For me, I'm definitely gonna say quarterback, man. With quarterback, one, you have to be the leader of the team. Number two, you have to know your personnels. Number three, you gotta know the plays, man, and that's the hardest part. Just knowing the plays, knowing what receiver or what running back or tight end has to do. Got to call the protection. It's hard, man, and especially trying to figure out what defense is out there, like how to break down that defense. So I think quarterback is the hardest position, man. It's just too much to absorb, and you just gotta do the best that you can to, make just do the best that you can to out of any situation that's given to you.
No, we can't hear you, bro. Nah.
Yeah, you can't hear you.
there you
can you
go.
hear me now?
Yeah, we get you.
Okay.
We get you, my boy.
So I'm gonna piggyback off of what EJ said. Definitely, running back, seeing like the context that they're getting, the brunt of it. Having to sit here and block big old D tackles that's coming in, D ends, and linebackers that are always coming to pressure the quarterback. Having to get the ball on checkdowns and then turn around and get smacked by a linebacker. It's just like there's a lot of things that I look at and I see like a running back, taking the brunt of it. But on the flip side of it, I also have to go as far as say linebacker. Linebacker is a hard position to play. You have to know every single, as the same thing as a running back. The linebacker has to know every single hole, has to know where the opening is, has to be able to read a coverage, has to be able to drop back in coverage, play man, has to be able to, blitz the offense. Like, it's a lot for a linebacker just as much as it is for a running back. So as much as you guys think that, quarterback is the hardest position, yeah, because they have to, gain, hold the momentum of the game. And they're like the point guard of their team. But at the end of the day, I just think that linebacker and running back are the two hardest positions to play.
Well, I have to disagree with EJ and Nigel. Running back and linebacker is really like the hardest position. Linebackers have to still read formations and also to know which side the play is being called on. Which way they're going, which direction, who's getting the ball. What cadence is on. Running back, I would say like just the gist of it. Like we've all seen like running backs get those injuries. If you ever know who he is, and I'm gonna say his name because I've watched all his games and I still remember when he had those 2 injuries, and that was a long, long time ago in college. Everybody remember Marcus Lattimore?
Yes.
Yeah.
Prime example. That man was I feel like he was great. He could have been a Heisman, but just those injuries alone, tearing your ACL on both legs and then breaking your knee at the next one is just like, yeah, that's hard because even to now you have to push yourself through to come back and help the team, and knowing that like that injuries decline you in college. So it's like the more the injuries, the worse it is to get on the team because it's like they look at you as like you're still injury prone. Like you might get an injury next year, you might get an injury next week, you might get it this today. So it's like, so I feel like that is still a hard position because most of the time, every player, I'm not gonna say every player, but most players that play running back, they end up getting those injuries that just they're not the same no more. You don't play the same, you don't act the same, you're not 100%. So yeah.
But I want to say take a running back like Todd Gurley and Melvin Gordon. And a lot of people probably don't remember who Todd Gurley is, just looking at their bias, to the league right now. Todd Gurley was one of the best running backs on the football field. People could not stop him. He was doing a lot of things that Derrick Henry was doing, and he was still fast and elusive. Take Melvin Gordon, for instance. He was very elusive. He was like a Dalvin Cook, just very elusive, was patient with the ball, saw his openings and went. But they got hurt. And then when they came back, Todd Gurley went to the Falcons, and the Falcons ended up, letting him go for a younger running back who still wasn't really that good. But then you have Melvin Gordon, who just got released from the Broncos because he kept fumbling the ball. Sometimes you're not the same anymore, especially as a running back. You're not the same size as these 300-pound D tackles that are coming at you, 250-pound linebackers that are coming at you. You're not the same size. So you're going to get hurt more times than not. And people don't realize that they do so much to protect every other position, protect the receiver, protect the quarterback. But what do they put in place to protect a running back? Nothing. It's fair game for any running back.
Yeah.
Prime example. Barry said this. He would have had a long career if he had an actual team. I feel like he would have been the best run. Like we say, he's the best. I know he's the best, but at the end of the day, like he would have been a Kobe type of best because he would have had a team.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's 100, bro. The running back position is like, I don't know. I used to watch my running back I'm like, yo, this dude's getting beat, bro. Like he getting beat. I'm just watching him. I'm stepping back. I'm cool, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking off that field. I probably got sacked about twice. I'm straight. You know what I mean? But I'm looking at my running back, and he telling me, man, damn, bro. I gotta hop in the ice bath, man. I gotta do this. I'm like, bro, that's crazy. You gotta do all of that, like, you know what I mean?
Playing quarterback, that once you handed off the ball, there was probably plenty of times that you saw a linebacker or a D right in front of that running back's face. It was like, damn, bro, you just got smacked. Or even as a quarterback, when you throwing the ball to the receiver over the middle, there's a linebacker waiting for that receiver right over the middle. Like, damn, bro, you just got smacked, and I feel bad.
For real, bro. That's what I was saying about the longevity shit. Like, the running backs get in the league, and running backs last in the league max probably like that the average running back. Now I'm not talking about the greatest, the best running backs. The average running back in that league in the NFL probably like 5 to 7 years, bro. And that's it. Like after that, it's time to go. They got to get their check and make sure they family, bro. Like it's crazy.
That's why I feel. That's why I feel like a running back should get paid. Like we care so much about the quarterback, and that's understandable too, because he is the most important person on the field. But at the end of the day, we need to treat every position exactly like that. Because
Nah,
I think
they
linemen,
can't.
we need
They
healthy
can't. They
linemen.
can't. They can't. They
Huh?
can't. They
No,
can't.
but I'm just saying though, like if the NFL looked at it as more of a like sport other than a business, then they would see that more players would actually be okay with leaving after their first 5, 6 years in the NFL, or after leaving 7 years in the NFL. Because now it's like I can hand off the torch to such and such and say, yeah, yo, I did my 8 years, bro. You know, I was in there solid. You know, I did what I needed to do on the team. I provided for the team. We got a ring. We accomplished the goal, and I can actually leave healthy. I can actually leave with my sense intact with my head. Like y'all remember what was Amar Bradshaw, right?
Yeah.
Y'all remember him, right? Now everybody knows he used to run with aggression. Now think about it. If you would look at how he played now, look at him now, it's like you don't hear nothing about him. You don't hear how he's helping out other teams, he's helping out his son's teams, but at the same time it's like I know for a fact that his body is not the same how it used to be. Like I know I know his brain, I know his back, everything. I know everything has to change. Like he has to go relax, take care of his body, ice up, because it's just like after like 10 plus years of just running the ball, like you ain't right up here no more. Like you.
So wait, y'all remember the Barber brothers, right? Tiki and
Yeah.
Rondé.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was just about to bring it up, bro. I was just about to bring it.
So I was about to say, like, Tiki definitely would have had a longer career had, you know, he was undersized for the time that he was playing, and two, like, he was just like a boy amongst men, but still doing what he needed to do. And I think that there's not enough protection. Like I said, there's not enough protection for anybody coming out the backfield like that. So his career got cut short. So at the end of the day, it's just like there's just a lot of running backs. Like who's another running back that I can think of? Like take Tony Pollard for instance. Tony Pollard's career he doesn't have to take any of those heavy hits.
I would definitely also say I also remember Ricky Williams. That's a prime example of somebody that's just homie said he smokes, but he only does it because like up here is all messed up, like hitting your head up against somebody else and just like still able to do that every play, every game, like that's consistent basis. Like you're gonna have like something's gonna be up there, something's gonna be wrong. You're gonna have a little screws loose.
They had practices at the school. I'll never forget this shit, bro. It was practices from running backs. Where these motherfuckers are running into D linemen's head up. Like head up was a thing, bro. Like that was like, man, y'all go head up, man. Y'all show me who hit harder. Like, and you literally crashing your helmet right into a motherfucker. Like it was so crazy when I watched that. Because I never had to do none of that. But I would literally watch them. Like, damn, they doing that throughout the day, like for an hour straight, bro. Just going head up, like seeing who and everybody on the team doing it, bro. And I'm like, this is crazy, bro.
Crazy.
Like, but you ain't thinking about all that. Like at that time, like that's back in like, to 08, 09, 2010 and shit. I wasn't thinking about no concussions and CTE and none of that, bro. It was, everybody was just doing it, bro. Just like, who cares? Like, go head up, bro.
Like, everybody knows Oklahoma.
I'm gonna say mine and we're gonna wrap it up. So my hardest position is probably cornerback. I feel like they gotta fight the receivers more. You don't think so, Nigel? Don't worry.
They got help over the top. They got help over the top.
They have a tough job, bro. They gotta guard every receiver. They gotta guard tight ends. So is safety. I feel like safety, they gotta guard the whole field. As a safety, bro, come on now.
Huh?
Come on. Don't look over here like that, bro. As a safety,
You and I play football.
You're the last line of
Stop. You and I play football. You know, playing safety is literally the most easiest job. Sit there and slap somebody who's going for the ball. You're getting smacked. Corners, the only way you're at an advantage is if he's taller than you. If he's the same height, bro, you're not getting past me. You're getting down like this. I don't care what you pull.
Few hands for good corners. There's not a lot of good corners, bro. There's not a lot.
But they also are mismatched though. If you really think about it, most of the receivers are over like 6'5", 6'4".
No, not all of
The
them.
corners are all 5'10" or 5'9" or
That's what I'm
5'8".
saying. There's not a
What
lot
am I
of great.
supposed to do with that?
Think about it. Think about your cornerback number one. Take Jalen Ramsey for instance. How tall is Jalen Ramsey?
Like 6'3".
Jalen Ramsey is 6'2".
He's 6'3". 6'3". He's 6'.
Right.
Yeah.
So okay. So you take Jalen Ramsey and put him against like a Jamar Chase or a Justin Jefferson. How many times do you think that they're gonna get the ball over the top of him?
Not a lot. I mean, he's slow though. He's slow.
That's
So
what makes it worse. You're slow.
That's why it's the hardest position.
Bro, and another thing with corner, bro, corner is like, I feel like corner and safety are like easy position, bro, just off the fact of like the real good corners don't even get the ball thrown to them. Safety, that's a fun ass position, bro. I used to love playing that when I was in the hood just playing football, bro. That used to be the funnest position to play. Like, man, I get to sit back here, chill, wait for anybody. I'm reading the whole field. I go wherever I want. You know what I'm saying? It's free range, bro. It's
hard, bro.
It's fun. Like, you want to play that shit. I feel like that was one of the funnest positions, bro. Like, the only thing with corner, I feel like with corner, they can be having a great game the whole game, and then somebody go deep on them and then beat them on a play.
Exactly.
Like, oh man, they trash. They had a horrible game. You know what I mean? That's what they got to deal with. But other than that, I feel like their position is not really that difficult, bro. So that's an easy position to me, man.
I feel like it's hard as shit, but that was a great EP, guys. We're gonna wrap it up for tonight. Thank you for listening. Enjoy the podcast. It'll be out soon. We appreciate it. Have a good night.